I'm going to turn my camera on here. I'm Brad. I am one of the program coordinators here at Humber College for the marketing, management and advertising media management program. So welcome to the orientation and info session and Q&A and such. And this is how the hour is going to kind of play out. I know that there's a handful of students or prospective students already on the call, but I think a lot will be joining shortly. So the way we're going to play it out is we're going to bit of introductions, a bit about Humber, and then we'll get into specifics about the programs that we're going to talk about today. So each of the program coordinators will talk for about 5 minutes, and all this will probably take 25 minutes or so. And then the last half will be specific Q&As from you guys, from the students. So it could be specific to the program, or it could be a bit more general about Humber or the Faculty of Business. Whatever you want, we'll do our best to try and answer all these questions for you. So as you can see, we have a number of people on the call. The first 5 here, I'm at the top there, Brad, and Natalia, John, Rossi, and Jennifer. They'll introduce themselves quickly when we kind of get to their section, I guess. We also have some people from the admissions side, as well as support and our placement advisors. For tech support, we got John and Peter, which are great. It's nice to have all the time because, well, things aren't always perfect. All right, so let's get right into it. So Humber College, for those of you that know or don't know, we currently have 3 campuses at Lakeshore, Kipling and Lakeshore, kind of the west side of Toronto. We have one down at the North Campus, or up at the North Campus, which is kind of 427 and Finch. And we have a new one called the IGS, International Graduate Studies, at Yonge and Bloor, right downtown Toronto. So an all-encompassing, Humber has about 27,000 full-time students and almost twice that part-time students. Right, for over 50 full-time programs and 25 plus continuing education certificates and, well, hundreds and hundreds of continuing education courses. Humber is quite large. It's one of the biggest institutions in Canada, actually. All right, so with regards to the Faculty of Business, more specific to where your interests are, we have certificates, we have a number of 2- and 3-year diplomas, 12 or so degree programs, 26 continuing education certificates, and 18 postgraduate certificates. In fact, I think it's over 20 now. I'll probably update that. But lots of the graduate certificates, which many of you are here to learn about today. All right, here is a list of the 18 graduate certificates, Ontario graduate programs within the Faculty of Business. The blue highlighted ones are the ones we're going to talk about today: AMM and Business Insights and Analytics, Fashion, the 2 fashion programs, Global Business Management, and Marketing Management. So if you have questions, you can ask questions along the way in the Q&A place, but we probably won't get to the questions till the end. So while I'm talking about the advertising program, if there's one specific to that, maybe type your question in place, and then we'll just kind of wait till we're all sort of done our little 5-minute talks. And from that point on, we'll sort of go back and we'll start the questions at the top and start addressing them one by one. So don't wait to ask. You're just going to maybe have to wait for a bit of an answer. So hopefully that works. All right, so all our programs, particularly the graduate certificate, but Humber College takes a lot of pride in being really career focused and with work integrated learning, where you have the theory, but we marry it with the practice, right? A lot of people have told me in the past that university is where I learned some theory, but at college and Humber is where I learned how to actually do it, right? A lot of it's experiential type learning. Faculty often come from industry, or typically come from industry, and the programs and courses are developed by industry leaders. So we want to teach you the theory, but we also want to teach you the tools and the specific job skills that you will need once you graduate and kind of get out into the working world, and you can kind of hit the ground running. Most programs, not all, but the ones we're going to talk about today, they also have a field placement, which is kind of a different word for co-op. It's typically anywhere from a month to 3 months, and usually follows at the end of your studies. And that's a requirement of the program. And it's a great part because it does get you that hands-on training that that you want, and gets you in the door of some prospective customer, prospective businesses in the industry that you choose to further education in. So I'm going to talk about my 2 programs. If you're here for these, great. And again, ask questions. And then we'll kind of go through some of the other program coordinators. You'll see at the top of everybody's, we'll say, slide is our email address. And if you ever want to meet somebody, email somebody at Humber, it's always the first name dot last name at humber.ca. But the marketing management, it's a generic type program. So it's not specific to supply chain management. It's not specific to digital. It's not specific to the financial side of brand managers. It covers a broad range of skill sets. Our goal in the marketing management program is for you to become marketing managers. We want you to not just graduate, get an entry-level role and sit there. We want, after a very short period of time, you've moved up those ranks and now you're leading the charge, so to speak. We want to make sure that you have some exposure to all areas of marketing. Like I said, business law, you take a finance course, you take supply chain management, you take a digital course, case analysis and such. But you're going to have all these different aspects of marketing. You're going to touch on each one, and you're going to find your kind of home and, you know, what type of company you want to work for and what type of role you want to be in. So it is a generic, general type program, and students, it's been going for quite some time. And as you can see, and if you look, I'm looking on my other screen, but you can see the varying types of jobs, from account managers and executives to the media side of stuff, to sales, and of course the digital and social roles as well that our graduates go on to. And companies range from small startups to some really large organizations. And in fact, some of the biggest companies in the world recruit some of our students, and that's where our graduates go to. So it's there's not a specific niche, not a specific area, not a specific industry. Every company needs marketing. Every company goes out there, and so our students kind of cover the blanket of marketing, we'll say. If we move on to my other program, advertising media management, a bit different. So advertising is a part of marketing. Of course, it's a promotional side of marketing. And I guess the best way to describe this, remember, my marketing is a generic kind of program, touches all aspects of marketing. You find your home. In the AMM program, students, the core skill set is you'll become a media planner and a media buyer. All right, so a client would give you $1 million and say, hey, what do I do with this? You know, promote my product. And your good job would be, okay, I'm going to put 200,000 into digital. I'm going to put 100,000 in the newspapers, maybe 200,000 on radio and TV. And I'm going to do it in Toronto, or I'm going to do it in Ontario or Canada or North America or global, right? So it's that developing a business strategy and promotional strategy for the client and doing the spends and advertising strategy for them. It's not a creative program. It's not coming up with the cool Coca-Cola ads. It's more specific to that strategy, media buying, and media planning. Our marketing students, you know, sometimes go into these types of roles, and our advertising students sometimes go into marketing roles. You're not pigeonholed into one specific job because you take one program over the other. But as you can kind of see, some of the roles here and some of the hiring companies, they are specific to the agencies. And these are the biggest agencies in the world. And of course, being in Toronto as the sort of the corporate and business center of Canada, all of these companies have head offices here, and all of these companies recruit from this program. This is if you want to go work at an agency in a strategy type role, this is the program for you. Absolutely. All right, so short, sweet. You'll get a chance to ask more questions at the end. I also encourage you to go to the marketing management homepage and the advertising media management homepage. You'll see a list of courses. You'll also see a bit more talk about, is this program right for you, and what some of the jobs are and such. So we're gonna keep moving on because we got a few more people like myself. So the next is Natalia. So maybe she can introduce herself and start talking about her amazing program.
Thanks a lot, Brad. And I hope I will be as sweet and as short as Brad was. So as Brad said, I'm the program coordinator for the program, which is called Business Insights and Analytics. And you can see my contact information. I'm always welcoming any direct emails to me so that I can share more information with you. Today, I will briefly touch upon general information about the program. I'll give you a brief overview of our curriculum and the logic behind that. And then I'll talk about our program differentiators and employment opportunities. Next slide, please. Thank you. So the duration of our program is a 2-year program or 4 semesters or 4 terms. And it's similar to Brad's programs. It's a postgraduate program. We accept people who already have at least an undergraduate degree, 3 or 4 year bachelor degree. Normally 20% of my students already have a master degree. It is scheduled in a very specific way. We have term 1, term 2, then we have a break in between, which is mandatory. And then we have 2 terms more, term 3 and term 4. The way we encourage people to use that 1-term break in between is to try to find a job. You can call it internship or whatever. It won't be counted as one within the program, but we definitely encourage people to use this time to apply the conceptual knowledge that you will get within term 1 and term 2. Our program is run within 2 campuses. Lakeshore campus, we have 2 cohorts, fall and winter. And we have cohorts at International Graduate School, and we have them in fall, winter, and summer. Could we please move on? Thank you. Now, briefly about the program curriculum. If you look at the title of our program, it's called Business Insights and Analytics, and that's exactly what it is. Unlike a lot of other programs that focus mainly on data analytics, we make sure that we help our students to learn how to derive business insights from whatever data they work with. Therefore, part of our curriculum is focused on foundational business knowledge. And within this, we offer courses related to strategy, accounting and finance, and project management. But what is also neat about our program is that we offer 2 specializations, which are the most popular in the market right now, marketing and operations. This means that as soon as you join the program, you will be expected to choose one of those 2 specialization streams, and every term you will be taking up until the 4th one, you will be taking courses either in marketing or in operations. So that's in terms of this is how we help you to learn more about business and business insights. And definitely a bigger part of the program is focused on data analytics. And here we the logic is clear. It follows exactly the logic of how you're going to work with data. So we start with foundational knowledge about analytics. We also teach you how to work with data in a most ethical way. And then we make sure that you know how to prepare your data, either conventional data or big data, and then how you conduct data analysis with foundational to more sophisticated or advanced courses in related to statistics. And then we also help you to work with different software that help you to work with your analysis in a more efficient way. We also definitely offer you a bunch of different coding, programming, and machine learning courses, because currently without this knowledge, you cannot really work on data analysis. And finally, we offer a number of courses that allow you to visualize your business insights and the results of your analysis. So that's briefly about the course curriculum, the program curriculum, excuse me. Normally, people approach me and ask me, Natalia, why do I need to choose your program if there are some other programs in the market? And I say, because there are very strong and clear differentiators and competitive advantages that our program provides. And I want you to be very clear that even though we are a college and we are offering a postgraduate program, we are mainly competing with master programs, meaning we're competing with the leading universities across Canada. And why do we sometimes, or most of the times, involve a lot of students, unlike those master programs, is because, first of all, we have different prerequisites for the admission. Our tuition is different and our content is different. Let's quickly look into how. First one, prerequisites. If you look at any master program, you know that they would require you to have a preliminary education related to data science or data analytics or business. We don't have such a prerequisite. We welcome students from with any background. You can have education in statistics or business, but you can also have education in sociology, history, psychology, whatnot. So, and given that, we of course offer a much longer program so that we ensure that we provide quality knowledge from the basis up to the most sophisticated level. Second, tuition. I don't want to give you the exact numbers because they change from from year to year, but I will just give you an idea. I looked at the tuition that you need to pay, let's say, at Rotman School of Management for their analytics program, or Queen's University for their analytics program, and I would say that our tuition for domestic students almost four times less than the master programs, whereas the duration for their master programs is around a year, whereas we offer a 2-year program. For international students, it's almost twice as less as those universities require. Finally, the content. Again, the whole idea about the content is that we provide much broader range of courses, whereas master programs specialize in certain areas. And you could see that by the curriculum, the overview of the curriculum that I provided. In addition to that, we offer a placement component that Brett briefly touched upon. Finally, we offer a so-called capstone course where a team of students work with an industry partner for almost 5 months because they start a bit earlier than the final term, and they work on a real-life program. So it's not academically focused project. It's a purely industry-related real-life project. Finally, definitely everybody who is joining and looking for a postgraduate program is mainly interested in getting a job as soon as you're done. That's why people ask me, Natalia, can you ensure that I will get a job once I'm done? My response is, I cannot ensure that, but what I can tell you for sure is that there are huge market for this specialists right now. You can see the numbers on the slides. In addition to that, the program gives you everything you need to succeed and get your full-time job by the end of the program. But it will depend on you. It will depend on the way you will be engaged, your hard work, your ability to network throughout the entire program, and your ability to ask the right questions so that we can provide you that support. I think I'm done. Brad, thank you so much, and I will be happy to respond to any questions.
Thank you, Natalia. Hi, I'm John Moscardelli, and I'm going to be speaking about the Global Business Management Program. You know, when I think of the word business, it's very big. It's an all-encompassing word, and so these are the kind of roles students are maybe able to expect after they complete the program. So you can look into an advertising, marketing role, fashion management, general management, purchasing management. It is a very it's an all-encompassing program whereby it gives students a lot of options when you get out into the workforce about what you're looking to get into. The first few semesters focus on the key competencies of business, strategy and leadership. These are common programs or courses that you'll need for to be successful in the business world. The website is listed below if you can see that. So there's tons of information there, but really it helps us to gauge about where we are, where we're going, or where students are going with this program. Next slide, Brad. All right. So let's talk about the program in particular. It is a 2-year, 4-semester program, and the first and second semesters, students take common courses. So these are the ones that will focus on strategy, leadership, the ones that all businesses need. Then what the beauty of this program is, you get to branch out into your specific, call it niche. What are you interested in? And this is where we start focusing in on areas of career. So are you interested in human resources, marketing, fashion, international business, event management, financial planning, advertising, alternative dispute resolution, or entrepreneur? Do you want to be your own boss? So after you've taken these 2 semesters courses or blocks of courses, you are ready now to focus in on a particular area. Now we have 2 campuses that these programs are offered in, both the Lakeshore and the IGS. So these are the courses that are specific for the Lakeshore campus. So if you decide to come to the Lakeshore campus, it's a beautiful campus. Oftentimes when I'm there, there's movie shoots going on. There's Hollywood of the North here in Toronto. So it is a very beautiful campus where you can focus in on what area you want to move into after your first two years. Before I move on, I want to just highlight the fact that there is an option for a break. So after you do your first 2 semesters, or after your first semester, you can decide if you want to take a break, or you can go through and complete it in the 4 semesters straight. So you get to decide that. And I guess that's what I want to mention about the break with regards to you do have an option to take a break in between. Okay, so this is the IGS campus, and here we're focusing the campus. If you've ever read about it or seen some videos on it, you can go on YouTube and whatnot. It's state of the art. It's a brand new campus, been around for maybe a couple years now. It's in the heart of downtown Toronto, young and Bloor, and again, it is the same program. We just might be limited with the number of courses, but you can see the courses that are offered as specialization streams in after the second term. HR management, marketing management, international business, financial planning, advertising, and entrepreneur. The quality of the courses are the same as Lakeshore. We have similar instructors teaching at both, so it just gives you a different flavor, a different flair of experiencing the city, networking opportunities. You're down at the financial hub of the city in Toronto. So if you decide to go to the IGS campus, there are great opportunities there as well. All right, with that, I'll pass it on and be ready to answer any questions if you have any. Thanks.
Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is off to a good start to the day. My name is Jennifer Rotano, and I am the Fashion Arts and Business Diploma Coordinator. So welcome to our session, and thank you, John, for explaining your program as well. So the 2-year diploma program, we have a September intake as well as a January intake for 2022 and 2023. We are 4 semesters. And actually last night we just had our end of the year fashion show, which was held at our beautiful Barrett Center for Technology and Innovation. And that was put on by our graduating students. So we're still feeling the buzz and excitement from the evening. Just a little bit about our program. We have a lot of students that are coming out of high school for the diploma, but we also have mature students as well. And something that's really interesting about our program if you're deciding between a diploma and a degree, we also have a very exciting transfer process where when you graduate our program, you can actually move on to our Bachelor of Commerce Fashion Management degree at the Lakeshore campus. So our program, I'm not sure if I stated, is at the north, also a beautiful campus. And once you graduate from our diploma, you have the option of transferring to our Bachelor of Commerce Fashion Management. So one thing that differentiates our program from other fashion programs here in Toronto, Ontario, and even more so Canada is that we focus on the business side of fashion. So if you're interested in sewing and pattern making, this program is not for you. But if you are interested in photo styling and retail buying and how to produce a fashion show, event planning, then you have found the perfect program for you. We have some amazing courses such as retail buying, color theory, social media, marketing, and then we apply all of these learnings to our third and fourth semester where you're actually applying all of the, the history of fashion to the industry. So you're actually working, we have a wonderful field placement work integrated program where in semesters 3 and semesters 4, you have the opportunity for internships where we ask that our students complete 84 hours. You can look at some of the hiring companies that work with our students just last night. For example, it's very much top of mind. We had one of our alumni. She's now working at Gucci, and she came back as alumni to host the fashion show. Some positions at ET Canada, Joe Fresh, Adidas, Holt Renfrew's, Saks Fifth Avenue. The opportunities in the fashion industry, especially here in Toronto, are endless, and my students are already being offered jobs before they're even graduated because their employers have been so impressed with their internships thus far. A little bit more about our program. So we do have some Instagram feeds if you want to follow those at Humber Fashion Show. You can actually see the event that was hosted live last night. I can put that in the chat. And we have a magazine that was released yesterday, Sustainable issue, and that was released on Earth Day, and that is at Infuse Humber. So I'll put that on the chat for you. And I'm definitely interested in answering any more questions. If you haven't accepted your offer to our program, I will be personally calling you next week to answer any questions that you have. And for those that have accepted their offer for September, I very much look forward to meeting you in person then. So I'll hand it over to Rossi now. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Jennifer. And hello, everyone. My name is Rossi Kadiiska, and I'm the program coordinator for the Fashion Management Postgraduate Certificate. Our program is 2 semesters as a postgraduate certificate and has only one intake, a September intake. We are very proud to offer 2 profiles in our program, Fashion Promotions and Fashion Innovation Sustainability Profile. So once coming to the program, students are able to take a common core courses and also specialize and take 2 specialized courses for promotions in the fall and 2 specialized courses for Fashion Innovation Sustainability, again, fall and winter. Following our 2 semesters, we have a 160-hour placement during the summer. And one of the conditions for our postgraduate certificate, as for all the others, is that students must have a bachelor degree. Usually, as Jennifer said, students are finding jobs across industries similarly as buyers, merchandise assistants, planners, and allocators. We have students working in wholesale, product development for Orchard Beauty, visual merchandising, Banana Republic, event planning for fashion shows, wardrobe styling and image consulting, social media, magazines. A lot of our students become entrepreneurs, and we are very proud of them. We usually like to bring those students back to the classroom and use their cases to teach our students and use them as role models. So a year ago, we did a case in a classroom on a entrepreneur, Sana Sabra, who is actually doing very successfully and having her own company in Canada. Also, students could work as fashion and trade show coordinators. And lastly, but actually not the least, and that's one of the growing area in the industry, we are very proud that we train our students to be sustainability consultants and work and help the fashion industry to transform into a more sustainable industry. So as Jennifer mentioned, similarly, we also have students that work in luxury in companies for luxury secondhand, retouche. In essence, we usually had students that started internship with Cotton, Slavin and Raphael, Flair magazine. TJX, of course, is a very big recruiter for our students. So pretty much the sky's the limit. You could work anywhere you want in the fashion industry as far as that corresponds to your career goals. Thank you. Over to you, Brad. Yeah, questions?
All right, so I think that's kind of it. I know that it was short and quick, and we went through 5 programs, each for 5 minutes or so. So I encourage you to go to each program's website, the one you're interested in, because they're pretty rich. There's quite a bit of content there. It talks about the jobs and careers and courses, and you get a list of exactly what you're going to be taking. But I know there's a number of questions that have been posted in the Q&A. I'd encourage you to keep putting them there. And I think Stephanie's been kind enough to be sort of following those. So what she'll do is she'll start at the top and kind of go through and direct questions to the specific program coordinator who it might be addressed to. So we got 25 minutes or so, so we're at your disposal for any questions you might have. So we'll go. Let's go, Stephanie. Where can we start?
All right. So we have one question here from Fanny, and John, this is directed at you. So they say, "Hi, I'm interested in global business management. This program has a course called work placement. Do you provide support to find a placement to do the course or for this course?"
Oh, thanks for the question, Fanny. There's Sandos. Sandos is our placement specialist, so I'm going to defer it to Sandos. Please go ahead.
Hi there. Thank you for this question. My name is Sandos Barker, and I am from the Work Integrated Center at Humber College Business School. So yes, we support you throughout the placement journey in terms of looking at how you are trying to secure a placement, brainstorm different opportunities with the hope that the opportunity that you are trying to secure meets the learning outcome of the program. We do mock interviews. We support you with the application process, resumes, cover letter. I find that a lot of the time I'm meeting one-on-one with students to go over their job search strategies to help them at the end secure a placement opportunity. The focus also is to support you through with the documentation process and help you with any questions that you may have. I hope that answers your questions.
All right, thank you. On to the second question. Brad, I believe this one's for you. This person is asking, is it possible to specialize in digital marketing after completing marketing management, like a 1+1 course?
Good question. Can you guys, oh, there's me. So I don't know why it's just me there and not the questions part. But that said, I'm here. So it's a good question. So the marketing management and the advertising media management are separate programs, and a lot of them are. So once you finish the marketing management program, you can apply to another program at Humber. and we have content strategy programs. We have a digital program as well, but there's not one that's specifically kind of like Global Business Management's a 2-semester program or 2-year program. You take the generic stuff and you make a call and you decide on what your specialty is going to be, and you apply and you're admitted to a 2-year program. Marketing management is 1 year, so while you're in the marketing management program, you can then apply for a second program at Humber, but they're not joined. They are separate by nature. Hopefully that answers your question.
All right, great. I have another question. I believe it's for all the PCs because it's general. And more or less, this person is asking, does Humber help us to guide us throughout our co-op?
I'm happy to answer that question as it relates to the work integrated learning. Stephanie?
Hi, yes, I'm here.
Okay. So yes, the Work Integrated Learning Center works very closely with students on one-on-one basis. We do meetings one-on-one, go over the job search process, resume, cover letters, interviews. We also organize networking events, job fairs. We connect you to our job portal and really look at what is happening with your job search to ensure that you at the end secure a placement opportunity that meets the learning outcome of your specific program. Because these are very specialized programs, I work very closely with the program coordinators who approve the placement, and then I can support you and my colleagues with the documentation process and anything that you need throughout this journey.
This is Brad from Marketing Management and Advertising Media Management. I'll add to that, and I'll maybe simplify it. Sometimes we get the question, does Humber give us the co-op or give us the placement? And the short answer is no. We don't just give one to you. We don't think that's really the best approach. You might not be happy with where you end up, and the company might not be happy with the person who we slot in there. So instead, we provide all of the support that Sandoz pointed out, and not loads of opportunities are presented to you from us, from some of your own research and from some of your own efforts, and you apply to those positions similar to what you would in a real life situation, and we help you prepare for that stuff, and we also help you through the application process and securing of your placement down the road. So we don't give it to you, you have to get it, but we provide all the support and resources in order for you to be successful.
All right, great. This person is asking, in what companies have alumni or do alumni of the Global Business Management Program land in? Can you please name some of the companies? And I believe, John, I think this is directed at you.
Yeah, it's very similar to what Brad put up there as well. It is all encompassing. We've had people in banks you can work in the marketing area with as marketing is a stream. These are some of the companies that hire, but like RBC is a bank, Toronto Dominion Bank. People have gone into Winners as well, TGX. So it is all encompassing, because depending on what stream you're choosing, you really do get a wide range of companies. You can go into logistics companies as well. So there are, it's a blank canvas. You become marketable to many companies. Again, really dependent on the stream you've selected and what you're looking at. I hope that answers your question.
All right, thank you, John. The next question I have is for the Fashion Arts and Business Diploma. So this person is mentioning that they have completed their Bachelor of Science and they're interested in the program and want to know if they're eligible to enroll.
Absolutely. I think I've been corresponding with this student as well, so I appreciate the question. Absolutely, you're completely eligible for the 2-year Fashion Arts and Business Diploma. I know you come from a science background, but like I said, we're very open. We've had students come from university education they just simply didn't, feel that that was the right field for them. And then they've transferred to our diploma and have been very successful as a result. So like I said, we have students of all different ages and backgrounds, and we're more than excited to have someone with a science background. I think you would bring an interesting perspective to the program. So I hope that answers your question.
All right, thank you.
Welcome.
I have another question. This one is for Natalia. So this person is asking, hi, I am enrolling for fall intake in the Business Insights and Analytics program. I want to know how the future is for the graduates in this field. And more or less, they read an article about AI and having, I guess, a conflict with data jobs, and they're more or less concerned with the job market for the future.
Thank you for the question. That's a wonderful question. I think there are a number of responses or components to this. First of all, so far, our program has been closely working with our program advisory committee that comprises people in the industry, and so far together we have been only observing the high peak or high increase of demand for data analysts and business analysts. So we assume that it will continue going on for a while. Having said that, we also realize that technology is constantly evolving and evolving. And even now, after our first cohort is done, they are graduating in May. We're going to make a few changes to our program curriculum, and we will continue doing that. And as a potential business or data analyst, you will, after graduating, you will still have to constantly learn new technologies, and therefore, like you cannot expect that once you go through our program, then you will be employed for the rest of your life. You will have to constantly learn and adjust to whatever market will demand. Thank you.
Thank you, Natalia. All right, so I'm just scanning here. So I have a question here. This person is asking, is it possible to finish the program in less than 2 years if there is an option to do some summer courses? I'm going to ask this person if they can specify which program they're referring to. And I'll move on to the next one. And when I get a response, I'll let the group know. So another question is, when will the applications for the January intake for international students open up for marketing management?
Hi, I can answer that, but I'm from domestic admissions, so I've been posting the link. So international students for domestic, January 2023 is already open. However, for international, it is not. And anyone that needs an answer, they will need to contact the international department directly. The registrar's office, myself included, or the faculty of business does not have the answer to that. So the only way of contacting the international department is by completing that little form. It takes a few minutes, and an international advisor, which they have many, will be able to respond to you quickly. Thank you. I'm Alicia Braverson. I'm an admission officer for the Faculty of Business at Lakeshore. Sorry, I missed that part. I just jumped in.
No problem. Thank you. All right, so I have another question, John, for global business management. So this person is saying, I am an international student interested in global business management. In the second year, are we only allowed to choose courses within our chosen area of specialization? For example, I want to take marketing management. So can I or can I not mix and match courses with advertising management?
The short answer is no. Once you select a stream, you're going to be put into a block of courses that align with that stream. But advertising management and marketing, there might be some overlap in some of the courses, but no, you won't be able to pick and choose. You get a certain block of courses for semesters 3 and 4 that you follow through. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you. All right, so I have another question here, and Natalia, I believe this one's for you. This person is asking, I am interested in business insights and analytics program, but my last semester is still going on, so I don't have, I guess, their final grades, their transcript. Can they still apply?
I believe this is not a question for me because program coordinators are not involved in admission process. So you will have to contact international center if you're an international student. But I can see Alicia is planning to jump in. Thank you, Alicia.
No problem. I'm sorry, I didn't catch if the student is domestic or international, right? So for domestic students, if they apply with courses still in progress, but will have the degree completed before the start of the fall term, they can go ahead and apply. They will need to submit a transcript that shows the courses are in progress, and then the way we can clear for a conditional offer, right? And the way we will clear that condition is they would need to provide a transcript showing that they have completed their bachelor's degree, or they would need a letter from the university. It's an official letter that would indicate they have met all the requirements to confer their degree. So yes, it's possible.
Great, thank you for that. And Natalia, I'm going to stick with you. There's another question to follow. And this person is asking, or they want to know how intense or how much coding is required for the business insights and analytics program if they have no background in it.
Yeah, that was exactly one of those differentiators that I was talking about in my short presentation, right? That we don't expect people to have any preliminary background. And as the program coordinator of data analytics program, I constantly collect data about my current students, and I can tell you that the majority of my students in every cohort do not have any preliminary background either in coding or programming or specific types of software. So that's exactly what we're trying to do. Having said that, if you want to try to prepare yourself a little bit before you join the program, you're more than welcome to do some basics of SQL, to do some basics of Excel, to do some basics of Python so that you feel a little bit more comfortable when you start the program. I hope this answers your question. Thank you.
Thank you. So I have another question. This is directed at you, John, but I think for all of the PCs who may have courses at both IGS and Lakeshore can maybe add to this. So this person is asking, are the facilities in IGS, at the IGS campus and at the Lakeshore campus different or the same? I guess they want to know what the difference is between both campuses, even though they have the same programs being offered. And additionally, they're asking, especially for the Global Business Management program.
Okay, I'll start, and if anyone wants to jump in, I think the difference is just location and I guess the size of the campus as well. So the IGS is in downtown Toronto. It's in a beautiful building, brand new state-of-the-art facilities. Whereas Lakeshore is a campus spread out near Lake Ontario. It's down Lakeshore and Kipling area there. So it's different, but the quality of the education and the courses are identical. One thing I would encourage students, if you're deciding which campus, some feedback I have is about the commute. So make sure that when you decide on the campus, our city is a beautiful city, but one of the challenges we have is with commuting. It takes a long time to move around. So I would encourage you to take that into consideration when you are thinking about the campus, but it really depends on what you're looking for. If you want to be in the hustle and bustle of downtown Toronto, the financial hub of our country, maybe the Lakeshore campus is for you. Again, it also depends on what kind of streams you want to take later on as well. Some might be available at IGS, some might be available at Lakeshore. So you really need to plan that out. If there's anyone else who wants to add to that, hopefully I've answered your question.
I just want to add something to it. As far as I understand, IGS is only for international students. So if we have any domestic students, it would be the Lakeshore campus, and they have 2 intakes, September and May. If anyone wants to correct me, if I'm not up to date with that, please jump in. Thanks.
All right, thank you. All right, so I have another question here. This person is asking about the marketing management program, Brad. They're asking, what are the pathways for marketing management and the employment rates for students graduating from this program? Are there any prerequisites required?
Right. Okay, well, that's a few questions. As far as prerequisites into the program, you need an undergraduate degree. So outside of that, and the backgrounds are varied. It could be history to engineering to somewhere in between. So the backgrounds of the students are quite broad. If you have some work experience, that's great too, but the actual requirements are just an undergraduate degree. Employment rates vary. I mean, it's obviously we've seen a bit of a roller coaster of employment over the past few years with COVID. But if you want a job, there's a job for you. Last time, I think Natalia put up some statistics on Indeed and LinkedIn, but if you want to type marketing in LinkedIn and look at Toronto and look at jobs, you're going to find thousands upon thousands. There is an incredible amount of opportunities for students graduating from almost all Humber programs. Speaking of the marketing management, the opportunities are there. It's really a matter of the students' motivation and their eagerness to sort of get it. So, you know, some students come right out of the gates and they've already secured full-time job opportunities or international students placements for the summer. Some are taking it a bit slower. So within 6 months of graduation, because of that, we'll say motivation factor, 90% of students have their placements done and looking into full-time jobs as well, with many of them already secured it. So it's very high. The roles are there. Just look on LinkedIn. Toronto, it's incredible how many opportunities there are for students graduating and 20-somethings looking for work. It's remarkable. The positions are there for you, right? Rest assured, they're there. Hopefully that helps.
Thank you, Brad. This next question, this is for Rossi. So in the fashion management program, can I choose fashion innovation sustainability courses in both the semesters, or is it compulsory to choose a few from promotions as well? And then I guess a follow-up question to that they had is, and when can I enroll for these classes since I've already accepted my offer? I guess that's the RO piece.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, so once you pick up a profile, whether it's promotion or fashion innovation and sustainability, which is done in September, once courses start, and you register then, you will have to continue with that profile for both terms. So you cannot cross-pick. You just have to, if you are committed to the fashion innovation sustainability, then you pick that profile in September and you continue for the entire year. So you have 2 sustainability courses in the fall and 2 in the winter. And the same, if you choose promotions, you have to stick with it for the entire year. Hope that answers the question. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm just scanning for another question. I'm seeing responses in the chat, which is great. I'm just going to see if there's another question that I can address to the group. I guess this one's for RO, so for the registrar's office. This person is asking, I would like to know how long does the application process take once an applicant has applied?
So there is a slight difference between when applying for international and applying for domestic, right? With domestic, so there's a process. You apply, you have to make sure that the transcripts are submitted, right? Or the evaluation, whichever it's, it depends where the education was completed. Also, sometimes students that have a degree that's international from they would need to provide IELTS or Duolingo, TOEFL. So once we receive all the documentation, domestic usually takes less than, I would say, 7 to 10 business days, right? With international, it's slightly different because they have, because of COVID and the stuff opening up, they are a little bit more behind than the normal processing time that they will usually is. So it depends. For international, it might take longer, right? And the student would need to contact the international department directly. For domestic applications, we try to process it within 7 to 10 days once all the documentation is provided. I hope I answered your question.
All right, thank you. I have another business insight and analytics question. This person is asking, what is the difficulty level of the BIA program for a student who had graduated from college over 20 years ago?
I think the level of difficulty is the same for anyone. It just depends on it depends on what your previous education is, what your previous experience is, how determined you are, how much time you invest into how much time and effort you invest into the program. And what I can do for you so that you can gain a little bit better insight, I will be more than happy to connect you to a current student or a number of current students who have a similar profile than you, that you have. Contact me directly, because I have a list of program ambassadors from every cohort, and I will describe your background a little bit, give me your profile, the country you're from, your age, your previous experience. I'll compare my database, and then I'll connect you to those people who will tell you exactly what their experience is. Thank you.
All right, thank you. There's 3 minutes left. Brad, how many more questions do you think we could go through?
Sorry, my microphone was off there. A couple more questions. We'll just go right to 12 o'clock and then call it a day. And any follow-up questions can be directed right to the program coordinators.
All right, sounds good. I'm just scanning because some of the questions, they're general, but they're not specific to a program. So I'm just replying to a few of the messages asking for specifics. Okay, I have another question. This one, I believe, is for global business management. So this person is asking, if I study at the IGS campus and want to choose event management in my second year, and then in the event that they're transferred, will they be transferred to the Lakeshore campus, since the presentation mentioned that the IGS has limited specialization for that particular stream for event management?
Right. Okay. Good question. No, we do not transfer campus. So once you select a campus, that's the one you're going to be going through. So it's important that you understand the availability and what you're looking for. So you know, when you select, that's what you're going to be sticking through. Now, the benefit with the IGS is that these programs run more often. And so you're more likely to get one of these streams as opposed to Lakeshore, which are intermittent. And so the important thing is, when is going to be your semester 3? What term is your semester 3? That will determine the availability of these streams. So I'd encourage you to go to the website, and you can see when these streams are available based on your intake and your semester 3.
All right, thank you. I got one more. This person is asking, once we complete a course and want to enroll for another course, so Brad, I believe this is directed to you, because this person is saying that they're in the marketing management program and then they want to follow up and enroll in the global business management program. And their question is also saying, is there any preference given to the international student, or the requirements remain the same as listed on the website?
I think maybe Alicia might be able to answer that.
Yeah, I believe that's the registrar. Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, no, we don't have a preference. It all depends when students, and it's more a records thing since somebody's just transferring it for the second year, right? But if that person wants to reach out to admissions@humber.ca, maybe we can connect with somebody in records and they can respond more to that individual question, because I'm not 100% sure and I wouldn't like to give the incorrect information.
I will add one thing. You mentioned you're in marketing management now, and then you're going to go to GBM. That's like a 1 year, then a 2 year program. So it's a total of 3 years. And I don't know if you're an international student. I think you mentioned you might be. You might want to look at just the duration of that with regards to your post-grad work permits and such. So you'll have a total of 3 as opposed to a total of 2 years of study. So it's a consideration for you. So I think we're kind of done our open house here. It's 12 o'clock. I want to thank students for attending. I want to thank our program coordinators and Stephanie and Alicia and all the support. You guys are amazing. Students still on here, visit the program websites. And if you have specific questions, please reach out to your program coordinators. It's just their first name dot last name at humber.ca. In fact, that's right across the college. Reach out there with specifics, and I'm sure you'll get a response relatively quickly. So thanks, everybody. Good job. And we look forward to seeing you at Humber very soon.